to see you. Right? Love you. Love you, Pastor Mimi. How are you? You're welcome, everybody. Davina, Priscilla, Orube, Yvonne, Ezine, Vic, is it Vic Digital? So what? So today we're going to talk about the acceptable fast. The acceptable fast. Pastor Choma, I fasted. My darling, there is something I need to let you know. In that you're fasting, there is God o'clock. In that fasting you're doing, there's God o'clock. And his timing is the perfect timing. So you don't compete with anybody. Don't compete now. Do you know when I come online, nobody follows me. Talk to the air. Talk to it. Talk to the wind. Talk to the space. God sent you to talk, right? Talk. He will bless you for obeying. What 1 million people cannot do for you, he will raise one individual. Come and ask me. He will raise one. He will raise one. You they joke with God. He that has called is faithful. Nobody is better. Just we're all on our lane. The tiny you. Meanwhile, the original you. That redemptive gift God gave you is still it's not being harvested. Your alabaster container is still in the house. So I fasted and nothing happened. I shared my testimony here, and I told you that I met a man of God, well-known man of God, global figure, Dr. Omopai, who told me, praying for you now to have a child is cutting your destiny short. Go and pass the test. When you pass the test, the miracles will come. When the miracles come, the ministry will begin. When the ministry begins, the world will hear you. It was as simple as that. And then he said, can you call me the next person? Drop your seed here. That was what he said. Drop your seed and call me the next. No prayer. There's nothing like Allah. No prayer. Next. And I went back home and continued the journey of childlessness. You see, knowing what God is saying at time makes you sensitive. Sensitivity is a product of spirituality. If you're not sensitive, you're not spiritual. And you can only know that that should enter there. School friend, church friend, church friend, market friend, market friend. Only of all these by encounter. Let God reveal them to you. Don't bring church friend and take him or her to your bedroom. They're going to pollute the air. They will defecate there. They will spoil issues. I prayed. What did you do? You were only crying. My mother of blessed memory asked me a question, and she said to me, why am I not crying when I'm waiting for a child? Why am I not crying? The people who are looking for children cry. Why am I not crying? Maybe something is wrong with me. Why is she not crying? That was what she said. That for me that I'm just so fine. I'm so good. I'm not crying. I laughed. She wondered whether anybody used any spell on me. Those were her words. Why is she crying? Why is she not crying? Because she doesn't have a child, she should be crying. She's not pregnant, she should be crying. I didn't cry because it was a journey. They were not in the Holy of Holies. They didn't hear God. They were not there. They don't know what God said. So, and this is how people judge you. So God might tell you this season, hide. And because God has told them this season, be there, they will look down on you. People, a lot are carnal. When I mean people, I mean everybody. I mean church. A lot go by sight. And a lot of people who are developing society, they go by sight too. Meanwhile, what they don't know is that God is blessing you for sitting at a place. Because He is the one that said, stay here. Not that you're sitting at a place. Not that you're idle, but be localized. Stay here. I don't want you to go out. Or if you appear before your time, you disappear before your testimony. There's a time factor. Wait on your time so that you can appear. Let's look at the acceptable fast. Why do we fast? Cry aloud, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins. Yet they ask me daily, and delight to know my ways, as a nation that did righteousness, and forsook not the ordinance of their God. They ask of me the ordinances of justice. They take delight in approaching to God. Wherefore have we fasted? No sound. Yeah, my mic is on. Can you hear me? Let me check. Who said it's on now? Can you hear me? Okay. So it's on. The person who said no sound, check your mic. So cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show thy people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sin. Yet they seek me daily, and delight to know my ways. As a nation that did righteousness, and forsook not the ordinance of their God. They ask of me the ordinances of justice. They take delight in approaching to God. Wherefore have we fasted? Now this is the reason why we normally fast. Say they, and thou seest, wherefore have we afflicted our soul. really affliction, giving our soul disease, starving when we should eat. It was from the mouth of a man of God who said this to me. You know what he said? He said, when the year began, he declared, believing that it was God. So he declared a 40 days fasting and prayer. And they fasted and fasted and prayed. By the time it was done, God said, now, can you do my own? Mine is 3 days. The 40 days, now he give himself. Some people want to do it because others are doing it. Some people want to do it because they want to be in the number. Some people do. That's one thing. Me, I will not do it because you're doing it. Me, hey, I won't do it because I will not. Because you're hosting the #1 gospel artist. That's why I will host the person either or as well. How? Who sent me? No, I don't want to do to belong. I don't want to belong. I'm classless. I don't want to do it because you're doing it. Everybody is hosting. How? Please host that too. Who sent me? God have mercy. Why are we fasting? Because you cannot fast and pray and something will not happen. You can't. So you afflict your soul, your body, your spirit. He fasted because, everybody, beginning of the year, are you people on the mountain? Yes, so how many days? Our own is 40. You know, the more we stretch it, the more we feel it's more spiritual. And we're doing 70. Nobody's eating. And every day one day one man called me and I could hear background in the noise. I'll kill you today. You will see. The man said, can you hear the voice? That's your member. That's your member. She's fighting in the compound. So because people come to church, you think regeneration, it happens by the renewal of the mind. And you must study to show thyself approved. I think it was my bishop who said one day that somebody asked him, are your members born again? He said, do I know? Sir, why he said, do you know? He said, do I follow them all? Do I know what they do? I can only answer for myself. Acceptable fast. Don't afflict your soul. Don't hurt yourself. You cooked soup. Let me just lick after I'm not eating. Don't hurt yourself. Please end it and eat. Then pray. God will hear you. He will answer you. So we fast to afflict our soul because we are doing it as a competition. Elijah is on 40 days. Elisha wants to go on 72. Wants to go. Ooh, why are you punishing yourself? The Bible calls it afflicting your soul. And takest no knowledge. Why? Behold, in the day of your fast, you find pleasure and exert all labor. That day you're fasting, you're washing. When you're fasting, that's when you're washing your clothes. That's when you're going to the market. That's when you're cooking. That's when you're not fasting. Look at what the Bible is saying. You're not fasting. You have afflicted your soul and takest no knowledge. In the day of your fast, you find pleasure and exert all labors. You're shopping in the market. When did you have time to give at least good time to study? If you cannot take a physical Bible, bring out the Bible in your heart already. Those books. Because if you don't know it is written, then you shall be eaten by the enemy. Don't be in a hurry to rush to one. Have you dissected that one that you know? One church confronted their pastor, why are you preaching for God so love the world? Why? The man said, because you have not exceeded that level. I will not preach another topic until I see growth. This is where you belong. You want me to be bombarding you, you'll be shouting, dropping offering. Yet by the time you're leaving that door, you're still the same. I won't do it. You take no knowledge. You don't know what you're doing. How can you be fasting? That's when you have every activity going on. You're fasting, that's when you're ironing all the clothes, you're folding all of them. You're fasting, that's when you're shopping, you're cooking. Have you seen it now? Fasting is a time dedicated to God. You're lying down, you're praying. You're sitting down, you're praying. Give God an opportunity to speak to you. Because if you're so busy, He's not going to talk to you. Do you know that fasting is one of the reasons why you take excuse from work? But people don't know. You will take excuse to go and attend burial of a colleague's great-grandmother. Burial of a colleague, or a wedding of a colleague, or child dedication of a colleague. You will take permission. But how many times have you taken permission to fast? Because that is the one that is going to give you life. That's the one that will give you the map, the blueprint, the direction, where you're going. How many people have taken permission from work to go and make love? Oga is working and madam is working. At night you come back tired. You just want to lie down and rest. You're waking up by 4:30 a.m. and 5. And you have to be at work by 7. And so there's no time to stay together, to do the foreplay and get somebody in the mood and then make love. It's not there because of work. So what happens to your break time? Why can't you come back during break? At least the children must have gone to school if you already have 1 or 2. Or those who are living in your house must have left. People don't think that way. I know of a lady I advised to take permission from work. 3 days off. And many of them, Eukarya is one of them. Don't go to work. Go home. Ihoma is one of them. I am closing you today. Nobody will query you. Go home. And by the time you come back, you're cooking, you're running around, you're doing this one, you're doing that one. You're tired. So fasting is one of the major reasons why you can take 3 days holiday. In the midst of that 10 days fasting and prayer, there is 3 days collected together that you give to God. You sit down, He will whisper to you, you get up, He will tell you you're quiet, you're not going anywhere, in and out, your spirit is yearning for something, you're calling Him to come. He will come, He will meet you, He will speak to you. But when the place is so encumbered with busy work, and we're even excited about it to say, I'm busy. It's a language, I'm busy. Why do you fast? So now you know you can't be fasting and you're laboring and you're, people that should come and pray, they're not coming. You're going to sell your markets, you're fasting. And one customer came and the price is 7,000. She priced you 4,000. And you looked at her and you said, what? Ah, God, this woman will not put me in temptation. And then somebody spoke to you and you gave it to the person. You're fasting. So you see why fasting requires attention. It needs time. Feed yourself with the word. Take the one inside. Bring it out. Chew it like a goat. Digest it again. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Behold, ye fast for strive and debate, and to smith with a fist of wickedness. Let me take it from the Message Bible. Say that again. Isaiah 58, verse 4. Ye fast, but at the same time you bicker and fight. So put your fasting when you have night off. Your own personal fasting. When it is collective like we are doing now, of course people are going to work. Do you understand? But if there's any slightest opportunity you can get time to eat, all of those times you can stay together and begin to talk, utilize it well. Leave those talking. You know when you have a little time, use it and talk. Use it very, very well. Oh my goodness. The Bible. Okay. So that's what you do. So don't fast for strife and debate. Don't fast for while you're fasting, you are fighting. Fighting with so many people. So let's look away tonight. Anybody who offended us, everybody, husband, wife, and they will get on your nerves that time you're fasting, and you will just lose it, forget that you're fasting, and you will quarrel. So it's an opportunity for you to make up. But no, any time fasting is mentioned, you need time. If you didn't sleep in the daytime, you must sleep at night. And you owe yourself at least 8 hours or 7. But when you wake up to pee, because God understands, don't just rush back to the bed. 30 minutes, pray. Pray. Don't see, stop telling God to kill his child for you. He will not. Let me explain. If you're a mother here and you have 2 children and they are fighting and they come to you, will you kill one because he looked or she looked for the trouble of the other one? You will not. What will you do? You will reconcile them. Or you, Chichi, don't do that. Emeka, be nice to your sister. Okay, Emeka, say sorry. Chichi, hug Kwano. Or 2 of you come, say I love you, I'll buy this for you. You will settle them. Now, God is our Father. I'm his child, you're his child. Why do you want him to kill me? Because we are quarreling. He will not kill his child. That's why most times, the more you pray and tell God to kill, the more you see the person healthier, bouncing. God will not kill his child for you. Because you're not going to kill your child because he quarreled with another. You will settle them. You will bring them together. We don't have that reconciliatory spirit. Instead, we will take parties and take sides. Party A and party B. But the reason why you're in the center is for you to notice that these 2 people are not together. You play the middleman. But you're enjoying the peanut this one is giving you because he feels you're supporting her. And this other one wants to outdo the other one. And you're enjoying it. Well, one day you quarrel with somebody. Instead of them to even settle, they go put fire there. That's how it works. So don't fast for strife and debate. There are a lot of people who love to argue. If Jesus was the Son of God, why didn't he? Don't waste your energy on those people. Don't waste your energy on them. Because for you to defend, you must be grounded. So don't waste your energy. Do not fast for things like that. Now, verse 5. Is it such a fast that I have chosen? A day for a man to afflict his soul? Is it to bow down his head as a bulrush and to spread sackcloth and ashes under him? Wilt thou call this a fast and an acceptable day to the Lord? Is not this the fast that I've chosen? Listen. Listen. And here the fast he has chosen. To loose the bands of wickedness. Where wickedness tied anybody, loosen them.
Amen.
The man that went to buy fuel because they were selling at normal rates. Excuse me. And the line was so much, but he was determined to stay there. By the time he got to his turn, it was already getting dark. He said, there's no need. I've already called my wife. I'm not coming back without fuel. I'll stay here. So he stayed there. And then a man appeared by the side of the road with a goat. He was sleeping in the car, but he could hear him. The man started calling somebody's name, Impetus, Impetus. As I tie this goat to this tree, so I tie your destiny. Come and marry and give birth, let me see. He said nobody told him. He saw it with his eyes. And by the time the man left, he now knew why God kept him there. When you study the word and pray, he orders your footsteps.
Yes, ma'am.
When your ears, when you have that listening ear, he who have ears, let him hear. He's talking about the ear, inside the ear. That day, the bands of wickedness was loosened for somebody who was not even in the picture. May God raise destiny helpers for you. May God position angels to defend you.
Amen.
He went and loosened the goat and called that name that was called. I loosen you. That's why you don't see things on the road and pick. You don't know what they put on it, what they spoke inside of it. Is it not to break the bonds of wickedness? To undo the heavy burdens. How do you undo them? Whatever they did, you undo by the word. You undo by physical energy after praying. To undo the heavy bodies. By praying, the bodies the enemy put on you, you undo them. That's what you do when you pray. You begin to remove them.